follow eventually. So as I said, we have the MOLA data, the digital elevation model, underneath the THEMIS data, which is this is the night, in which you have bright parts where you have rock exposed or fresh material, and then the daytime data. They are not very good resolution. We mainly use higher resolution data. So HRC is a mosaic in which you see here, we'll see more detailed part with the HRC, so we can zoom to the group again to see in more detail our analysis. This does not mean that we may have the chance, if we want to see the night or the day THEMIS images. Again, we can go even further in looking at CTX images, that they are actually the one that we will use mainly for this activity. As you see, we have no color images in these cases at the moment for this exercise, because the most critical part of this exercise is to try to understand the different geological units, so both the deposits and the bedrock, so the different deposits and the bedrocks. So we should focus on that. So you know already, we can even switch off the other layer because they are not so representative. We can just take the THEMIS for a synthetic part of view. So you should know already how to do with the Mappy part and the drawing of the contacts. Have you followed already the Moon and Mercury, or at least one of them, practical activity, or not, the last days?
Not for me.
You have not ever followed none of them, isn't it? But you
I followed both of them.
Okay, so for the people that Maria Grazia, I think it has not followed it, probably you have already experience on JS systems, have you?
Yes.
So and JS either?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, so it will be not a problem for you to map. So now I will go to map at the beginning, at least the unit that you recognize similar as the one that we have seen for the moon mapping at the beginning. So I would start mapping, for example, the central peak, which is quite clearly well defined here. So we can map the central peak and give him a name by using the contacts, so the Mappy mass contact. You can even go unit by unit, asking me questions and sharing your screen in order us to discuss a bit. In general, you can see that you have a kind of infilling material that could be possible ancient lava flows with several crater density material like this one that you see here. You have other material that are, for example, aprons at the small aprons at the exit of small rills. You see here these fan-shaped aprons. So there are sedimentary deposits on top of the filling unit. You have a big delta here to the left, very well visible. And then you have some other capping units that are these dark units. So I will, as I said, start with bedrock, at least of the central peak. Then you see bedrock of the inner slope, okay? Then you see the infilling, the main infilling. And then on top of the main infilling, you may see the deltas and see if which are actually the overlapping relationship among them. And sorry, the fine deposits here and the deltas. Within the bedrock, in the bedrock part, you even see talus deposits. This is material that gravitational folded down from the walls of the rim. So you can distinguish even that talus is deposits. This impact crater has been impacted afterwards. You see, you have this kind of relationship similar to what we have seen in some other case on Mercury. We have this impact feature, and even this impact feature has its own infilling. So you have to distinguish these units pertaining to this small impact from the other part of the impact. And you even see some proximal ejecta of this impact all around. Pay attention that we should use certain contacts or uncertain contacts in order to differentiate the different contacts. So I want just to show you, and in particular for the person that has not followed, it was Maria Grazia that has not followed the former activities, how to do.
I followed the former activity.
Okay, sorry.
I'm not the person, okay.
Okay, which was the one that has not followed? I don't remember more. Sorry?
It's me.
I don't see who is okay, but have you experience on QGIS or
Yes.
RG?
Yes.
Okay, so there are no big problems. But in any case, I show you just how to do. We have to start working, so editing the contacts. You can just edit your contacts, so you can indicate with a line with the left click the different nodes, okay, and then right click when you want to stop, and you can just I want to distinguish almost only two contacts here. I don't care about more contacts at the moment, so we can call it certain contact, so C type contact, or and we can even go to symbology here to the right, to properties, and then symbologies to change our symbology. We can, since we have several things to at least two typology of contacts, it's better to have a categorized symbology. So we have to classify it on the basis of the value that we need. So the contact type, so here we have just one contact type. Then we can double click, and we may make thicker the contact if we need it, and then we can have it okay, and so you can see better the line. I would suggest you, if you have not already done before, to go to the attribute form, contact type here, and here value map. So you can here already write, you have already done this exercise in the practical before, have you?
I follow the S1, but not yesterday.
Okay, so try to do with me this kind of sequence. Are you following me, or are you back?
Yes.
So if you are here, you have to put here C value for certain contact description, certain contacts, for example. And then we can put here approximate contact A, so approximate contacts. Okay, then you can say OK and try to continue drawing your line. In order to let Mappy works, you should go to the line and draw the line and intersect a bit the two lines. This is a possibility. Another is the snapping tool. But I would say that at the moment we can go by intersecting the two lines and following the possible contact. Then right click. When you have right click here, you can now decide which is the unit that you want. So in this case, the contact that you want. In this case, certain contact. Okay. So and we can go so forth with this interpretation. You probably know already if you make some error, how you should do. So we can, for example, now we have generated contacts. We have made a possible error.
Yeah,
So,
done.
okay. Sorry?
Everything's fine.
Okay. So for changing your polygon, you just go to the nodes and select them. Sorry. And you change the nodes, and then you continue by clicking. Okay, you know already. I think most of you know already. If some of you doesn't know, please let me know. In any case, we can make things a little bit faster now, just to show you and recall you how Mappy works. And then I will leave you on the mapping procedure on different units and on trying to disentangle the different relationship between the units. So in this way, I can just stop this part, certain contacts, and OK. You see, I am at 30,000. So mapping, you can even go a little bit at 50 or 70 or 100 as someone has. And you see that even if when I use a 130,000 and then I step back with a smaller scale, I have good shape of my central peak in this case. So then I can stop making my central peak, save it, and then I can go on Mappy mass units. So here we can do the same. So we can go to properties. We can go to geo units. Then with the attributes, sorry, we can go to the attributes, geo units, and then here value map. And here we have to decide the acronym that we should use for the different units. And we can even add units there. So in this case, we can write CP for the central peak. And for example, F for the floor units. It's not okay. That it means the one that were filling the crater, but here there is a much more complex history afterwards. So we can put for the bedrock units of the inner wall, we can write them as BR, So bedrock units. Then we can eventually write a P for the aprons delta. So aprons, and I would go with 4 units better aprons, and then we have the talus deposits, so we can call them taluses. And then from the explanation of Angelo, we add even dark units, for example, and for sure, so I would write DU, so dark units that we have to solve where they are from the stratigraphic point of view. And we have the delta, okay, dt, which could be the delta. Okay, so we have a lot of units here written. I don't, for sure I have forgot some of them, but if you see them, you can just add here your unit. So you can go on it, you can write okay, then you can start editing, select here the point for the unit, and here you can choose central peak. Okay, so here you have your central peak. Since you don't like to have the same color for all the dots, you should go to the left. Are you following? There are someone that is behind me too much. Please speak up if you have problems.
Okay.
Okay, then you can go to properties again, and you can go to GeoUnits, and sorry, to symbology, categorize, okay, choose the field to categorize, which is GeoUnits, and then classify. Oh, I have seen that they are not classifying. Yes, because I have only one. Okay, and then you will have your point there. Mappy is very fast. You already know how to use it, but I just want to recall how to use it. When we have finished it, we will mainly talk about geology, I hope. So we will use the contact, so the Mappy Mars contacts, okay, here, and Mappy Mars unit here, and then we should run and see if everything is working well. Oh, I have problems. Okay, so do your map works or not? Try to see if it is working, and say if you have the same problem with me or not.
I try.
The same problem.
Yes, I forgot a basic thing, sorry. I forgot we have to stop editing here. So sorry, it was my fault. So we can start again, because they do, I would say the software, the plugin doesn't know if, so we remove the layer here. So the plugin doesn't know that we were actually still working on our data. So we have to stop editing, then we start our construction again, okay, and then we can run it. So you see, now you should have the polygon. Have you it?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have it, it could be nice sometimes to run in a temporary file the Mappy in order to see if everything that you have done is fine, if you have the good intersection between lines and so on. So please do it in several parts or several occasions. Then you can go again to the properties, and you have to I don't remember well now, to go to the legend. Okay, and now I have just a polygon, so we cannot the legend here will be I would say reflecting the symbology, but the most important point that I want to show you in the legend, and to take this widget when you are producing a polygon, put it here. Okay, use the widget, and here with the widget you can change the opacity, so you can make it transparent if you need, and this is much better in order to see what it is underneath your polygon. Okay, then actually I have just one polygon, so I really don't need to have more of them, so I don't need this layer at the moment, so I remove it, and I invite you to start working on your map. And please, if you have explored your image, please, before starting mapping, explore a bit your image. And if you find something strange, please let me know, and we can discuss all together this your problems.